Welcome to Indian Creek Bow Hunting Journal. We are in the blind the day before opening day. This morning I saw a good buck out here, 3.5-year-old, but we're not going to shoot him. We'll have a hard time keeping my daughter off that buck, but hopefully he lasts till next year because he'll be a good buck next year. We've got two major bucks on our hit list. Actually, three. There's the first buck is our best buck. He's probably 140-inch class deer. He's at the biggest deer I've ever seen on camera in the 10 years I've owned this property. 11 years I've owned this property, and so we're calling him Hogan, short for Hulkster. So we hope we get him down. He's our number one buck. And then there's another buck we have. He's probably about the same age. They're both probably about 4.5-year-old deer. The second one might be 3.5. I'm not sure, but I think he's 4.5. But he's on the hit list. And he's probably a 130-inch deer, somewhere in that neighborhood. And that's a bigger deer than I've ever shot. I think my biggest one to date is Mr. O. You might have seen me shoot him back in the 2013 season. And then there's another one that's going to be maybe two. I think there's just one though. He's a 7-point with no brow tines, and actually he's probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or maybe a 6-point. I'll have to look at the picture again, but he was one we were trying to kill last year as a management buck, no brow tines. We killed one deer with no brow tines. It was if it had brow tines, it would have been a 8-point, but it was only a 6-point because of no brow tines. And we ought to kill all those bucks that don't have any brow tines because they're get some bad genetics. I think I saw another younger one that doesn't have brow tines, so I wish we could kill them all. But anyway, so that's the ones that are on our hit list. Stay tuned. You'll see me in the blind in the morning, unless you see me get an exotic or a pig here, because I can't shoot a whitetail tonight. But we're going to sit and maybe get some video, and then tomorrow morning you'll see me wake up, or you'll see me in the blind in a few seconds. And we're going to shoot a doe probably tomorrow morning, unless we get either Hogan or this other deer. I don't know what we're going to name it. We'll name it something through the season. But we're going to hopefully shoot one of those two deer tomorrow morning. So stay tuned. Welcome to Indian Creek Bow Hunting Journal.
The message of the Holy Scriptures is absurd, and the life of the Messiah is meaningless, unless we believe that he walked perfection, and that he died for my substitution, that his resurrection is no illusion.
So I was treated to an awesome show as soon as I could see the deer, because they showed up pretty quick. In fact, I had a lot of these young bucks here. In fact, this one buck that's in this group right there that I'm zooming in on right now, I was really tempted to shoot him, but I think he's a 3.5-year-old deer. He might be 4.5, but I think he's a 3.5-year-old deer. So plus he's not quite as big as my biggest buck that I've shot. So I'm just determined to wait for our hit list bucks. But I did have these does show up, and I was gonna shoot one of these doe, the one that wasn't a mama, but I didn't want to educate these young deer, so I just sat back and watched the show. Give these young bucks about 3 more weeks and they won't be so nice to each other. They'll be going at it pretty soon. But right now they're still buddies. It's early season, but 3 or 4 more weeks they're not going to be happy campers around each other. So these young bucks finished their little scrap after about 20 minutes of giving me a show, and then they left, and then these doe came back with the 2 fawns, and so I was determined to shoot one of the doe that didn't have the babies.
Those deer still have spots, so I'm not going to shoot that mama. Give them another couple of weeks. They're still she's still nursing those babies, so I need to hold off on her, but I might shoot that other doe. Let's see what happens. Shot him a little back the first time. But I think that second shot got him good. Alright, looks like my second arrow went through the fence there. Right here. Well, I hope that got something vital. You know what, I think I'm going to go find this deer because I can see a pretty good blood trail. Pretty good blood trail right here. I don't know if you can see that. But we're going to follow this out because I think this deer is going to be dead. Well guys, found him in the bushes just about 50 yards back this direction behind us. She kind of circled around. Left a really good blood trail. That second shot put it to her and put her down and out. So quick kill, nice, clean, and easy. We got to kill a bunch of doe this year, just because you can see this year we've got a lot of bucks on this place. You just saw this morning what we have out here, and we need another year or two, actually a couple of years for 3 of those guys, and another year for one of them. And I think we might have a deer that might possibly be pushing 5.5 years old. He's just not going to be a very big deer, but he'll get some mass and he'll be fun shooting. In fact, my daughter will probably want to shoot him. I don't know what we'll call him, but we're on the hunt for Hogan, and he's our #1 hit list buck. And then also another buck that's a pretty nice buck as well, probably in the 130s. Hogan's probably about in the
maybe about 140. So, and this is my first deer actually with my PSE full throttle. I shot a pig this last spring with it. Shot at a turkey, didn't hit it. But anyway, so we've had a great time out here hunting opening day. I got to head home tonight because I got to go to work tomorrow morning. So thank you for watching Indian Creek Bow Hunting Journal. Be sure and stay tuned for some great hunting action this year.